What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brendan and I'm BMAX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have another in our How to Build series. We're looking at some of the 2.5 decks, the BT19/BT20 decks. I think most of the decks we're going to be covering in our How to Build series are going to be BT20 lineup. I don't know if we're going to be doing much from BT19, but there's just so many good decks in the set, and honestly, BT20 has a lot of stuff that's just really some of my favorite cards, some of my favorite archetypes, and so I wanted to look at a lot of them. Of course, today we're going to be doing the Virus Imperial, the red-purple Imperialdramon, something that I've been super excited for. Just a great lineup. We're starting this with a purple deck because there's other purple decks that I want to build, so I'm probably going to have to throw in a couple other colors there while we look at some other purple decks, because there's just so much good stuff coming out in BT20. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's look at some of the cards that we could be running in this new version of Virus Imperial. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, well, we're going to get into it. We have our baby lineup here at the bottom here. We have mostly, it's going to be about the Demi V, which is the new egg coming in the set, which if this has 4 or more Digivolution cards, gets plus 2,000. DNA Digivolving makes that easy in order to get multiple sources. So not a hard feat to do at lower end. So it's a red Demi V. The other option, of course, is the Minomon. When attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has 2 or more colors, by trashing 1 card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 3 or Digimon, which could be really good just because you're going to swing a lot of the time with your level 5s before getting up to your level 6. You could potentially put stuff in the trash that you need and pop a floodgate, which could be really good. So I think both are very good options. I personally would lean more towards the Minomon in preference-wise, but I think the Demi Vmon could be just as good, and we'll see. Maybe even you might be doing some 3-2 split. You never know. So yeah, that's definitely an option for this deck. Going into the level 3s here, we got Vmon and Wormmon are our main level 3s. Some of the older Vmons are just as good. We're going to start with the old EX3 Vmon, which is on play by trashing 1 card with Imperialdramon in its name or a free trait in your hand. Draw 2. That's always just good because it gets stuff in the trash and it draws into your stuff real fast. So I do like that Vmon. I think that is probably going to be still a good Vmon to play, depending if we need a searcher in the deck. Well, not searcher, a way to draw into stuff in the deck, and that is a very good way. So I feel like that Vmon's still a very viable option. Of course, we have the new Vmon from BT20, which is going to be your turn. When any of your purple Digimon are played, this Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with the free trait in the hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. So just having on the board is going to make him go into a 1 cost level 4, which is always really good because you're going to be DNA Digivolving into your level 5. So makes it more memory efficient. So I feel like this guy's most likely going to have a good slot in your deck. Then there's also the Vmon from BT16. Again, we're not sure what we're going to play for ratios here. You could end up playing, a couple of the EX3 Vmon, maybe 4 of the new Vmon, and then running a couple copies of this, because this is when one of your other Digimon is played or Digivolves. If it has the free trait or it is green, gain a memory. So it is made towards green, but because it also the free trait, all your stuff is pretty much going to have the free trait up until you get into your Imperialdramon stuff. It's going to be easy to gain memory off that. Plus, it has a plus 2,000 inheritable. I think the old that guy, while you have a purple Digimon play, this Digimon gets plus 2,000. So all of the Vmons have plus 2,000 inheritables. So they're all good in the sense of that. We also have our Wormmon as our other major level 3. The original EX3 one is your searcher. On play, reveal top 3. Add 1 purple or red card with the free trait or 1 card with Imperialdramon its name to your hand. Trash 1 such card among them and place the rest on the bottom of your deck. This is really good because it trashes a card. So I feel like this is a must, put 4 of. You have the new Wormmon from PT20, which is on play by trashing one card in your hand. Give one of your opponent's Digimon on deletion, lose one memory until the end of the turn. This is another cool card just because it has inheritable retaliation. Just like the other one, which is, well, you have a red Digimon in play. This Digimon gains retaliation. Again, not a problem for the deck because it's all purple-red. Once you get past, pretty much when you get past your level 4s. And yeah, so I like this because it's a way to gain memory from on deletion effects, which can be really, really good. And then, of course, we also have the Wormmon. Start of your main phase on play. If it's your turn, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a level 4 Digimon card with the Insectoid/free trait in your trash with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. So the cool thing about this is it gets it Digivolves from trash. This is one I would say that you only need to ever play one of, maybe two of in this deck. I still don't think it's a great card because it Digivolves from a Minimon from 0, but it would Digivolve from your Demi for 1, and that's just not as good. So I definitely think that this card is something you don't want to draw into until later game when you have stuff in the trash, possibly for a comeback play. So again, I would say that 1 or 2 copies is okay. That's it for level 3s. I can't think of any other Vmons or Wormmons you'd want to play. I just don't think you'd play any of the blue-green stuff in this deck, but you never know. Then we have our level 4s. We have the original guys who were the Flamedramon and the Shadramon from EX3, which basically had the same effect. When Digivolving, activate one of the effects below. One of your other Digimon may Digivolve into a level 4 purple Digimon card with the free trait from your trash for the cost. This Digimon and another Digimon may Digivolve into a card in the hand. The cool thing about this is if you use one and then you use the other to DNA Digivolve, it also has the end of your turn, you may DNA Digivolve. So it has that end of turn one. So these, I think, are both still really viable, but there is a whole bunch of new stuff, so we're not sure what exactly the best abilities are going to be for this deck. One thing's for sure, the promo Shadramon, which we got back, I think, in BT14 and one of the box toppers. When Digivolving, you may play one Vmon or Wormmon from your trash, suspended without the cost, is really good. Plus the on deletion heritable of being able to play a Wormmon or a Vmon from your hand suspended without the cost. The cool thing is it activates their abilities, which is also really good. And then just the fact that you get to do that, when Digivolving makes things like this Vmon, this Wormmon, and this Wormmon all even better because you can set up your plays. So the promo one, which is an expensive card, it's like $40 right now, is going to be really important to the deck. That's going to be a max 4 of. Not sure about these guys here, especially with the new stuff. We got the new X Vmon, which is on play when Digivolving. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3,000 DP or less. Then, if it's your turn to your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into a Digimon card with Imperialdramon in its name, or the free trait in hand, and then plus 2,000 inheritable. Yeah, so it's really great. Because it's so you get free DNA Digivolution off of just playing him. So this can be really good. Then you have the Stingmon on play when Digivolving. Delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. Then if it's your turn, 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve. Same thing. Heritable Retal again. That just helps you get into your level 5 faster, which can be really good. And then I threw Sethmon in there just because it's a red-purple armor purge card that can Digivolve for free on a Vmon or for 3 on a purple. And then as when it's attacking, when Digivolving, you may choose one of your Digimon, delete it, and one of your opponent's Digimon with as much... delete it, and one of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP as it. So that's an interesting, ability there. I believe it was yeah. So this is an interesting one just because it has the armor purge, which can be good sometimes too. Probably not going to play this one with all the other ones we got. There's probably going to be a sweet fix in here. Of course, I really feel like the promo Shadramon is going to be the max 4 of. I'm not sure if you're going to kind of work some of these in, like work some other Shadramons or some Flame Dramons in with these new guys, or if the new guys are not going to be as important. The end of turn DNA Digivolution is a super important effect, but you only get it once you get past your level 5, so it's not really as good as the end of turn Digivolution that we had on the Wormmon or Vmon from the red-green line. Getting into our level 5s, we're going to start with the best Dino Bmon, which is our Dino Bmon that has Partition, which is the BT16 one, and it's the card that's going to get you into your DNA Digivolution because it has, here, where is it here? As Raid, and it has Partition on it, and Inheritable Partition, and then it has when Digivolving, if DNA Digivolving, you may play 1 level 5 or lower Digimon card with the free trait from your trash without paying the cost. Then one of your Digimon may gain Rush for the turn and attack a player. So that's really good. This is really good in combination with a lot of the new cards here. We'll look at the old cards first, but we'll look at the old Dino B. The old Dino B is when Digivolving, when DNA Digivolving, you may play 1 Imperialdramon from your trash without paying the cost. On deletion, you play a Wormmon from your trash without paying the cost. Also, your turn, while this Digimon has Imperialdramon in its name, it could also attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. That's an interesting inheritable. The inheritables are really nice on the EX3 versions, but just they're a little bit outdated, unfortunately. And then, of course, we look at the old Imperialdramon, which has security attack +1 inheritable, while this Digimon has Imperialdramon in its name. So that's good. It helps you check faster and win for game. And it's when Digivolving. If DNA Digivolving, you may play 1 Dino Bmon from your trash without paying the cost. And then, of course, on deletion, play 1 Vmon from your trash without paying the cost. So they do play bodies to, if you can't get up to your guy before dying or before passing turn. And then you have the new abilities, which of course are on play when Digivolving. The new Imperialdramon gives you security attack +1. So it gives it the same, pretty much the same inheritable. Of course, it also gives you on play when Digivolving. For the turn, one of your Digimon gains Piercing, which is also a really great ability, and deletes an opponent's, and it gets 4,000 plus DP, which is really good. Then this Digimon may attack, so you, and then all turns when any of your Imperialdramon, Dino Bmon would be deleted, 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into Imperialdramon Dragon Mode in the hand. So that's really, really good. So you can basically use the Rush ability with the Dino Bmon to send this guy crashing into whatever you want, and you don't have to worry about the checks because it can then DNA Digivolve, which is always really good. And then, of course, we have the Dino Bmon. The new Dino Bmon, same thing. On play when Digivolving, you may return 1 Digimon card with Imperialdramon in its name or free trait from your trash to the hand. When any of your Imperialdramon or Dino Bmon would be returned to the hands, or decks, 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve. Yeah. So basically, either destruction or bouncing, you're set. Whatever happens to your guys, you're going to get to DNA Digivolve. So that's really good. And then, of course, it's inheritable as this Digimon doesn't activate security effects on option cards it checks, which is really strong. Really, really strong. And then we get in. So basically, I think the old guys just don't have enough going for it. Like this Dino Bmon might be a one of just because it has the can attack opponents unsuspended Digimon, which is actually really cool. But I definitely think the new Imperialdramon eclipses the old one completely. I don't think there's really any reason to play that, especially because you want to play this Dino Bmon. Of course, like it's good to have that as an option. More options to be able to bring out that second level 5, because that's what you want to. It's very much a DNA Digivolve deck. You don't just DNA Digivolve into your level 5. You DNA Digivolve into your level 6 too to make things even better. So there is that, and you get more abilities that way, which is really, really good. Getting on to the new cards here, we have the Imperialdramon Dragon Mode Ace, which is the new card, which has the hand counter blast. You need a Digivolve with a Dino B and a Imperialdramon. Of course, you can just DNA Digivolve a level 5 purple and red, so you don't actually need, if you're not doing the blast DNA Digivolve, you don't need to have, you could have 2 Dino Bs or 2 Imperialdramons on the board. And then on play, when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 11,000 DP or less. Then if DNA Digivolving, this Digimon may Digivolve into Imperialdramon Fighter Mode in the hand or trash without paying the cost. So again, doesn't matter where he is. It's got Overflow 4 because it is an ace and level 6. And then of course, the DNA Digivolve cost here is the regular as well. So being able to pop something and then go right into fighter mode. We have the old dragon mode, which is when DNA Digivolving. If Digivolving, your opponent chooses one of their Digimon, delete all of their other Digimon. Then Blitz. It has Blitz. And then when attacking once per turn, this Digimon gets plus 2,000 DP. Then this Digimon may Digivolve into fighter mode. I'm not sure if you're going to play both of the dragon modes or if you're just going to play 2. I kind of feel like this is one where you could potentially play some of the old one, some of the new one. But especially because you don't always want the ace there. If you know it's going to get deleted by your opponent, you kind of just like, it's unfortunate. We have the old Imperialdramon Fighter Mode, which has Piercing. Which again, now that you have Piercing on the Imperialdramon, but the Imperialdramon technically only has Piercing until you DNA Digivolve with it, and that becomes a new Digimon, so it's unfortunate that doesn't really stay past the DNA Digivolution. It's good clearing the board with him, though, especially because if he dies off the check, it's even better for you. And then we have here, when Digivolving, by returning one Imperialdramon Dragon Mode from this Digimon's Digivolution cards to the bottom of its owner's deck, none of your opponent's security effects can activate for the turn. On deletion, you may play one Wormmon and Vmon from your trash without paying the cost. I do like the on deletion, and I do like the fact that it nulls the security effects, although the new Dino Bmon does null option effects, which is mostly what you're going to be worried about, but security effects is nice too. And then, of course, we got the new big bad Imperialdramon Fighter Mode from BT20. It's going to be a super rare. Can't remember, is Dragon Mode? No, see, Dragon Mode Ace is just a rare. This is the good card, and it's got Raid keyword as well. It's got Piercing, so again, don't necessarily. It's got the same Piercing that the original has. And then when Digivolving, your opponent can't play Digimon or Tamers by effects until the end of their turn. So this kind of nulls security effects anyways. Then if Imperialdramon Dragon Mode is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, trash your opponent's top security card. That's always nice. And then all turns once per turn, when your opponent's security stack is removed from, delete one of their Digimon with as much or less DP as this Digimon. So that's really cool. The fact that you can Digivolve into it for free off of Ace is really cool. I think you're probably going to have to max out 4 of these guys. I don't think the old guy is going to be worth anything. You're probably going to have to max out on a good number of dragon modes to make it worth it. So whether you do like 3 and 3 or 4 and 2, I think you're going to have quite a few dragon modes because this guy is just going to be able to, you got security attack +1, you got the potential to Imperialdramon swing, check 1. You could even, at that point, you could then swing with your other Dino B for 1 check, because if you have one of these guys on the board, and it dies, it's going to DNA Digivolve, so you don't have to worry about that. So you can get 2 checks with your level 5s off of a Dino B play. You can then Digivolve, and then restand, and then trash the 3rd check is a trash, and then security +1, and basically do 5. You can do 5 checks, easy peasy in one go. So really easy way to win with this. It's not quite an OTK. Maybe I'm missing something for an OTK, but it's very aggressive, very aggressive. And then of course we put Paladin mode in here because he's potentially a one of, because you can, even though he's a red. Or he's a blue-green, he Digivolves from any Imperialdramon level 6. So all of your Imperialdramon targets make him live. So he's always a great when your opponent attacks, I think you don't got it, and you got it, and it screws up their plays. That's always really great, especially when it trashes all their Digivolution cards. We have a few other cards. We have the option card, Emperor Dragon of Calamity, which is the new option for this deck, which is main. You may play a free trait Digimon card from your trash with the play cost reduced by 4. So you can play, I think, it says, and so it's any one reduced by 5. So you can play these guys for 6 technically, because you play it and then it reduces the cost by 5. You can play all of your level 4 options for free, or for just the play cost of 3, which can be really good too, and all your level 3s, which isn't as good because you're already playing this for free for 3. And then all turns when your opponent's security stack is removed from when your opponent's security stack is removed from delay, you may play one Imperialdramon Dragon mode from any of your Imperialdramon fighter modes, Digivolution cards without paying the cost, and then security effect. You may play a level 3 Digimon card with a free trait from your hand or trash without paying the cost, then add this card to the hand. So this is a card I can see playing at least 2 copies of, just because it has a really good security ability. The fact is it can continue to let you go off, and with the Dragon modes and the Imperialdramons, especially because if you can Digivolve, and I believe these are all turn effects. These are all turns effects. So you can go into fighter mode on your opponent's turn, trash the security on their turn, and then have this card go off and play the Dragon mode again, potentially popping more stuff. So that's really good. That's where this version of Dragon mode is better with that, whereas this one's not as good because it's only when Digivolving. I threw Davis and Ken in here because it plays free Wormmons and Beamons. I could see playing a couple copies of this. I don't think you'd max it out at 4 like you do in the OG deck, because you don't get the benefit of it when when one of your Digimon Digivolves into a blue or green Digimon by suspending this Tamer gain 1 memory. You're not going to, because you're not going into blue or green Digimon. You do have some, well, really not. Really, you don't have any blue like that. If you played this Stingmon, but I don't think anyone's actually going to play the Stingmon. I actually threw that in there and I forgot about it, just because it was a purple card. But I highly doubt anyone's going to play the Suspend Stingmon from BT16. So you really don't have anything to make the memory gain off this go, unless, of course, you go into Paladin mode, which would be kind of funny. So I see this as a potential card you could play 1 or 2 of, just because if you get it and you play it, it's a plus every turn you play it. But again, I personally don't think you'd play multiple copies beyond 2. And then there's the new Battle Tamer, which is your memory Tamer. And then on play, by placing 1 level 3 card from your hand under this Tamer, draw 1. And then start your main phase if you don't have a Digimon by playing 1... by playing 1 play cost 3 or lower Digimon card from this Tamer without cost, delete this Tamer. So this is the one I think people are going to play, the Battle NPC. I wish there was a way to play it for free, because you just have to play the NPC and then it's a 4 cost. It's unfortunate. There's no way in Imperial to actually play free Tamers, so that's not bad. But slamming this down, start a turn, is so good. And it's just not going to be as good in this deck, because I don't think you want to play 4 copies of this. But it's still a really great card, and the fact that it can play your Vmon and Wormmon from hands, regardless of color, is really good, because being able to raise something in the back up to a level 4 potentially, and then, or even just a level 2 or level 3, and then start your turn by playing another guy to gain some value, especially if it's something that lets you Digivolve for 1 cost. You could potentially put a Shadramon on board, which could be really good. There's lots of cool things you can do. I think, especially with this Vmon here. It's kind of hard, because the Shadramon thing, better, if you got to play something free with this guy, and then you played that, and then you played that for free with the Davis and Ken, and then you brought up something and you digivolved into the Shadramon, and then you put this on board, which would then let you digivolve for reduced cost. That would be really good. So there's a lot of comboing that's going to go on in this deck, a lot of cool plays that you're going to have to wait and see, how good they are. But, we'll continue to throw ideas out there, because I think this is going to be a very complex deck and a very complex way to build the deck. It's going to be anyone's guess what's really, really good. Of course, Dino B at 4, Shadramon at 4. Those are going to be things that are just 100% there, as well as maxing out those Imperialdramon fighter modes, the new ones. So with that in mind, guys, tell me what you guys think. Is there any cards I forgot? Is there things I should have really taken a look at? Are we, still, thinking that this is going to be a good meta call deck? Is it going to be not as good as blue-green Imperial? Are we going to have to tool around with it, or maybe it needs more support before it becomes that good? Or do you think this deck has the same kind of legs that blue-green had? And what do you think is the best way to go with this deck? Do you think the new stuff is all going to be super important, or do you think there's a lot of old stuff that's going to be really relevant to this deck? But looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. We hope to see you in the next video, and stay tuned for more how to builds. As always, have a wonderful day, and that's all for now, folks.